Hey guys, this bit is not actually part of the recorded guild meeting that we had on February the 17th, 2018, on Saturday. I just want to apologize ahead of time as I was speaking a little bit too fast, and I do hope you will understand the context of what had been said during the guild meeting and when I was covering all the topics. I didn't take into consideration that English may not be your first language and spoke rather hastily and too quickly to crunch in all the topics I wanted to cover within the 1 hour period time frame I gave myself. Because in the past, with my guild meetings, I was actually speaking quite uh, too much, I guess. The meetings lasted 3 hours when it was supposed to be only for 1 hour because I kept dragging on. So I do apologize for speaking a little bit too fast. If you have any questions or feedback about what's been going on or what's being touched in the guild meeting, feel free to directly message me in Discord. And yeah, now let's get right into it. Thank you. Oh, and I do apologize for some of the swearing that I do from time to time. It's just that I couldn't find the words, so I had to fill it in with some swearing as a filler. So I do apologize if this is something that you're uncomfortable hearing. It's not too frequent, but it is. I do see it a couple of times within the meeting, so I do apologize in advance, and hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. To start off this guild meeting, I would just want to thank you all for coming. I understand that not all of you can make it. I wish I was able to make it more flexible for all of you. However, the time zone differences make it harder on my part to attend. As for some of you know, and some of you who don't know, I am in Canada, not in Europe, so I'm 6 hours behind Central European time. So by the time I'm doing this meeting, it's already evening for half you guys, but it's only lunchtime for me. It's already just 12 p.m. for me. So that's why we had to do it the way we did it. Now, I want to just start off with summarizing what this guild meeting is for. It's to further improve the foundation of our family, whether that's changing guild habits, implementing new systems or events. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that the basic guild ideals of this family, what they are. Now, the basic ideals of this family, many of you joined this family seeking a casual, fun environment where we play in all aspects of the game, whether it's life skills, PvE, or PvP. Another eye catcher was that nothing was mandatory. Nothing was mandatory at all. You didn't have to partake in node wars, you didn't have to do guild quests. These are all of your own volition if you wanted to help the guild or if you had the time to do it. So those basic ideals are not going to change. We're not going to make anything mandatory because that's going to falter a lot of the majority of the people who joined this guild to begin with. Now, those laws will still apply. Everything discussed in the guild meeting, again, will not affect those. You don't have to attend anything. You just attend when you want to. Now, keep the meeting as short as possible. Hopefully be done within the hour. Please take note that you should feel free to leave if the meeting takes too long and or resume your Black Desert Online activities while attending this meeting. Also, Guild Boss is in 2 hours, 2000 Central European time, so remember that as well. And let's see, we'll get started. Before we begin, just want to thank you all again, new or old. I know some of you are new who are attending this meeting. Again, the family just restarted back on January 7th. We used to be an old guild back in March 2016. We disbanded, I believe, at the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. It's been a month and a half now since it's restarted. I've seen a lot of great growth, and I'm happy to see so many of you sticking to the family, enjoying your time here. If you ever feel left out or have problems in the future, always feel free to contact me personally if you don't feel comfortable talking to officers or anybody like that. My job is to make sure that you're feeling at home, a second family away from your actual family. Again, I've talked to a lot of people personally, and they've addressed their problems with how they feel about the game or just in real life. So again, I'm really open to helping with anything you guys have problems with, not just the game itself. Now, the first topic at hand that I really wanted to talk about is our guild events. Now, I'm not saying that we're different from other guilds. I'm sure that a lot of other guilds have their own different guild events. Now, guild events, the reason why we need these, or in my opinion, why we need these, is because the guild system as it is in Black Desert Online is pretty lacking. Not much you can really do as a guild. The game itself is pretty single player. The only things that you really need to be in a guild for is to do node wars, so you can do open, huge, large scale PvP, and you know, just people to talk with. So these events, these innovative events that I made, is mainly just so we can further connect, further communicate, further have fun with each other, using the Black Desert mechanics that we have available to us. Now, one of the guild events that a lot of you do know, and some of you don't, but you'll eventually find out, is the Lotto Guild event. Now, the Lotto Guild event, we've done Lotto events up till I think twice in the month of January. It's a fairly easy planning for me on my part. It's a full RNG guild event where I have an excuse to pretty much toss pearl items your way for the winners. If you look in hashtag announcements in the actual Discord, you can see, if you scroll up, the winners of previous Lotto events. What I do is, I know a lot of people who join, who are new players or returning players, you know, they stick to a guideline where they're never going to spend money on this game. They're free to play. They'll always stay free to play. And that brings you in a disadvantage no matter what, whether people consider it pay to win or pay to convenience. The fact that you need pets to loot faster and actually gain more profit when you're grinding, and you know, other things like outfits, you're looking great, having cosmetics, they're never going to get that unless they get it from the marketplace, which is even harder as well sometimes for people to snipe it. So again, this is where I come in and I'm able to send pearl items your way, whether it's pets, outfits. Whenever I have the money to do it, I'll definitely do it, because I do understand people's situation, because I was never able to afford it. I'm sure people would really appreciate this stuff, so that's why I do it. Of course, right now, for some of you who also know, I quit my job I think 2 weeks ago, February 2nd I believe, or February 3rd. So right now I can't really afford to do as many prizes as I did last time. I think I spent like 100 each guild event, which is ridiculous. And it's ridiculous in my place because in Canada the Canadian dollar is depreciated, so it's shit compared to the euro. So I'm paying an extra $40 to get $100 worth of fucking pearls. But yeah, it's just retarded. But anyways, again, Lotto Guild event, we're gonna keep doing those, but definitely if you rather have some changes, this is what we're trying to address here. Now, Lotto Guild event, it's very simple, very easy. I had some people who actually wanted to contribute because they like the way we're doing things. And I do appreciate that. It's definitely what we're going to do is we'll take advantage of your generosity, but not with Lotto events. What I'm suggesting, what we had in the old Uncharted was something called an adventure event. Now, this is like a sort of self-created quest. I'm going to actually send a link here for those who are not attending the actual event, the actual meeting right now. You'll have the link as well. I'll summarize it and put it into a separate Word document. But right now I'm just going to link this to you guys in Discord who are here. This is from the old Uncharted. We actually had a guild website. We're not going to revive the guild website. It looks shit right now because I had to downgrade because I used to pay for it. But again, what we're going to do is just keep everything in Discord, make it easier. Some people are too lazy to honestly go on to another website. It's just ridiculous, right? But right now I just want you to look into it because this person, he was an old member. Let me actually link it here for you first. His name was Blunt Force. Now, he's a fairly casual player. He quit a long time ago now. But he was a literature major, I think. So he came up with his own pirate-themed One Piece story where he was the captain, Blunt Force, and he had all these little like puzzles and trivia which was in his story. So every time he had a story, he would give you a hint, and then that hint would become an event. And then that event, during that time, whoever is participating, you would have to do like a scavenger hunt. You have to follow the clues, figure out where Blunt is, or use the proper tools such as instruments. You have to have the proper instrument to play the right sound in front of Blunt, who was the person, the actual player, to actually win the event. So first one to actually get the puzzle solved, they would win the event, get a prize. That's something we could do as well. I'm not too sure if you guys are fairly into that, and that's why I rather get your suggestion here in Discord while I can. Now, I did tell everybody who is attending the meeting right now not to talk while I was talking right now. You're free to talk. Feel free. Whoever wants to give their own opinions, 2 cents on that suggestion or that idea, the Adventure Guild event, feel free to do it now. But if you're down for that, if people are interested in actually participating in that, that would be cool. Again, it's all on you guys because the family's created, the guild's created by all of you, not just me. So it's up to you guys whether you want that, if you want to try it out, or if you think it's just meh, whatever. So I got a couple that are saying is good. No harm, no try. If you don't try, it's cool. What I'll do a straw poll on that as well for those who are not here. That way they can participate, say no, yes, if they wanted to help with that event. Well, there'll be an extra poll option where you can actually give in your help if you want, in regards to just being creative and creating those storylines. I may teeth a little bit of Blunt's ideas since mine as well, since you guys are new and I don't think you guys know how to solve those puzzles that he has posted on the guild site. So might as well restart that, give that a try. Seems like we got fairly good feedback on that. Definitely, if you want to be a writer, PM me personally and we can get that started. Yeah, so that settles the adventure event. Now, if you have the summary in front of you, the next topic that we want to talk about in regards to guild events is movie nights. Now, movie nights, there's no prizes, obviously. It's just more to have fun, communicate, and watch something we haven't watched or watch something that we have watched but want to see the other people's reactions. We use a stream site called Rabbit, which allows you to actually watch the video but also use like the Twitch chat, so you can talk to people and stuff like that, you know, PogChamp, Monkas, blah, blah, all that bullshit. But anyways, it's just more to have fun. We do it on the weekends because mainly people are available on the weekends. We haven't really planned it out properly, that's why I want to bring it up now. So this may be transitioning Saturday, Sunday. I don't think we're gonna have it both Saturday, Sunday because we're busy. You know, everyone's busy. We have schedules to do and stuff like that. So maybe we'll transition 1 week Saturday, 1 week Sunday, and then we'll straw poll a certain time. I'm not too sure what a preferable time is for you guys. I don't want to make it too late. But the main person who will be hosting the movie nights will be Evers. And then the backup will be Aliki. So if you have any movie suggestions, movie ideas, give that to Aliki, give that to Evers. They will help in regards to making the straw polls for what movies we can watch, and then we'll vote on the movie we want to watch before the actual date where we're going to be watching the movie. And it's just a way to have fun. Again, nobody has to participate in any of this stuff, but again, if you guys are interested in that, definitely we'll get that started. And yeah, before it seemed like we generated a lot of people who were watching the first movie. We actually watched King Kong. I think that was like 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough preparation, or we didn't see a lot of actual feedback or wanting from players in the guild that wanted to actually attend these movie nights. So that's why we never actually started doing it last week or the week before that. But if you guys are totally down for that, sounds good. Just give me a plus in chat if you think that's a good idea, if you would attend those movie nights. Just be honest. If you're not going to attend those movie nights, don't put plus, put minus or some shit, okay? I just want to make sure that we have things that will improve communication, because I know some people are shy or some people don't talk much, but these are ways that we want to implement that we're friendly people. Again, this family, we're trying to make everyone feel a part of it. We don't want anyone to feel excluded. So again, this is where PvP players, PvE players, life skillers can all connect. Just watch a movie, have fun, fuck around, you know? But yeah. So I got a couple pluses. No minuses, that's good. Wait, Nemia's not gonna, there's one minus there. Okay, but that's fine. So it seems that some people are interested in watching it. Snipe is new here, and she wants to watch The Room. The Room is a running meme. They've been Aliki's been nagging us to watch The Room. I haven't watched it personally, but yeah, sure. So we'll try that. We'll not do it this week, but next week we'll get that started. Aliki, Evers, you guys can plan it. Last thing I wanted to touch on with the guild event topic is the event team. Now, I'm not sure if anyone's interested, but again, I'm just gonna plug this in so that if you are interested, you can actually contact me and I'll put you in the event team. But it's just people who are interested in starting and taking the initiative to actually create these events with me, because again, I don't have all the time in the world as an individual, and I don't have that much creativity to offer. So if you have, again, writing skills that you can partake in the adventure event, if you want to create your own story, sub-story event, or if you want to create any other innovative events, then again, just DM me. I'll make a event team. That way you can actually take more initiative in creating these events that the guild can actually partake in and have fun in. But again, I know the most obvious event is PvP tournaments. Right now I'm trying to figure out ways that I can implement everybody, because I know not everybody does PvP. However, we will have a PvP tournament. I have been kind of hinting it from time to time. When I do start working again, getting the funds, I will be holding an Uncharted tournament, whereas we'll also have a tournament that's global. All the guilds can join except the guilds we hate. Fucking people who ward us, I'm not gonna invite them. I don't give a shit. But yeah, those will be like the major prizes where we're gonna get the top players. Now I know we don't have many top geared players here, but again, it'll be cool to have our name out there and people getting rumors spread it, say, oh, Uncharted is hosting a fucking event. Luckily, they won't be able to grief us because Arena of Arsha is a great feature that they've added, and we can actually host our own tournaments. So those tournament rules will be applied in the future. PvP tournaments, again, will be applied in the future. Right now, not so much. I know a lot of us are still trying to grow. I know only like 3 of us or 4 of us are geared, and to some extent, it's not even that geared in other people's eyes in other guilds. So we'll get that started, but I just wanted to point that out. If you are interested in being part of the event team, PM me now, PM me later, give me a plus in personal direct messages, and I'll get back to you after the meeting's ended. And then again, if you have any suggestions, you can also feel free to PM me. Now that's to cover the guild event topic. Guild events are done with that. Next topic that I wanted to cover is guild ranks. Now I'm sure a lot of people are questioning or wondering themselves, what's going on with the guild ranks? How can I get promoted? What can I do? Now we're gonna make a change to Quartermasters. What we did with Quartermasters was that we wanted to see if we had people who wanted to assume more responsibility, people that we were able to rely on during that time when we were thinking of who should be a quartermaster. This was a time where it was still very small of a small guild, but things have changed over the past couple weeks, the past month. So what we're doing with quartermasters, we're changing it up. Quartermasters don't really have any permissions. The only permission you have is like access to guild shop, which is useful in node wars. Again, like when we have to restock ammo or whatever, that's fine. But honestly, it's unnecessary. Nothing really going on with quartermaster. So I've changed the fact that quartermasters will now be people that I've acknowledged personally, who have helped, aided, shared their knowledge, provided activity in all aspects of the game, or in one aspect of the game. So there's many aspects in the game. There's life skills, there's PvE, there's PvP, chat activity, questions or questing, all that stuff. If I've seen it and I've seen you helping with guild quests, all that stuff, or any aspect of the game, then you will become a quartermaster. Now the people who are becoming quartermasters within the conclusion of this meeting are the following. If I can pull that up. Sorry, one moment here. It was the following. Okay. It was Azteck, Paaroxys, Juksy. These are all family names. Valyrian, Vacaria, and then there was Qiruath. I think Zagaquoth is his. I can't pronounce it, I'm so sorry. Zagaquoth is the family. These are all family names. Again, I'm just gonna give a shout out to each one of you, why you became a quartermaster and the reason why I made you a quartermaster at this time being. We're not doing any officers right now. That'll be the next topic. But I think I may have messed up. There was also ZaVrat. I'm so sorry if I missed you, ZaVrat. I forgot that you're different from Azteck. You're both strikers. I get confused all the time. But Azteck, the reason why you're becoming a quartermaster is because I have seen your activity in the Discord as well as in game. You've been guild questing, you've been sparring, you've been playing Striker and sharing your knowledge with Striker, and you've been my personal sparring buddy. No favoritism there. I'm just saying that he has been fairly active within the community that we have here in Uncharted. Paaroxys, man, you've been here since the very beginning of the new Uncharted. I didn't really give you as much credit as you were due. Honestly, you've been here helping a lot. You shared your knowledge when with things that people were unfamiliar with. You've also guild quested, not so much now, but just because I see you're leveling your new characters and stuff like that. But I do see that you do help, from when you are available, and you help fairly above average for sure. So that's why again, to Azteck Paaroxys, you guys have been guild questing a lot, and I do appreciate it because it's non-mandatory, but you guys are up for it. So totally good on you guys. Quartermaster for you guys. JuksyGaming. Juksy is one of the top life skillers out there, aside from Atreus and Vacaria. Again, I'm thankful for him. He's always been providing support. The things he does is actually he screenshots anything that are happening within the game while I'm at work. Back then, there was a couple dilemmas that we had. You can actually see it in Tribunal. We have a Tribunal chat. We had some people who were creating fuss, making rude statements, maybe too blunt. Maybe we told them to, tone it down a bit, but they weren't able to do that. He was able to screenshot those stuff for me, so at least I'm aware of the situation, which, I feel bad because, again, I'm 6 hours behind you guys. By the time I'm still working, you guys are already, when I get off work, you guys are already asleep, half of you. So, I don't get to see these things happen, and it sucks as a guild leader because I'm not there to maintain control and make everything peaceful all over. So Juksy has been helping me with that. He's been very knowledgeable and life skills, answering questions, helping out a lot with guild quests as well when he's available. So totally props on him. Nemiah, Valyrian, he's one of our newest members, honestly. I think you've been in here 9 days compared to everyone else who's been in here for 30 plus days that are being quartermaster. Honestly, I'm surprised, man. Your activity in chat is phenomenal. Guild questing, phenomenal. You're there for every single guild quest that I'm aware of. You're the one that actually reminds me, hey, yo, I want to do a guild quest. Can you start that shit up? I'm like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, I'll do that for you. I wasn't, I'm not familiar with this type of people wanting to actually do guild quests. Back in old Uncharted, if you actually have that link that I sent to you guys for the adventure quest event idea, that link for the BDO Uncharted, if you go to the home page, we had mandatory guild quest scheduled. That's a fucking fast way to burn yourself out. That was one of the reasons why I quit. So that's why I didn't want to make it mandatory. I didn't want to make the new Uncharted burnout. That was what I was worried about. But you guys are phenomenal. All of you wanting to do guild quests, I'm happy that you guys want to do that because you're helping improve the guild. You're giving us more guild points so I can actually get new guild skills. And I'll get to that at a later date and within this meeting. But again, thanks again for doing that, Nemiah. I have acknowledged that you've been an awesome, great asset to this family. And then Vacaria, honestly, this is a no-brainer. You have the most PvP knowledge, most knowledge in the game from the veteran side, from the old Black Desert Online when there was only fucking, what's it called, just Belenos and Serendia territory, Calphion territory. That's all we had. No Media, no Valencia. So you have the ins and outs. You've gone through the trials and errors. You have experience from Siege Wars, which will be very valuable, and you've given your 2 cents in. And definitely, I do see you helping answer questions when I'm not there, or if I'm AFK. I do come back and I just see the guild chat with questions, and you're able to answer that. So I do thank you for your help as well with sharing your knowledge with all the new players that we have within the family. So hopefully you remain here. I know that you took a break from Siege Wars. I'm not sure when you're going back, if you're ever going back, if you're staying casual. But again, it's always good to have you here. So that's why you're a quartermaster as well. As well as ZaVrat, you are one of the people who were, as well as Azteck and Paaroxys, you were one of the older members that were in the guild. You've also partaken in guild quests just as much as Nemiah, Valyrian, has done. So again, I'm really thankful that you have been partaking in those quartermaster quests as well. So props on you guys for becoming quartermasters. That's all for now. Actually, sorry. I fucking lied. Forgot one. I keep forgetting you because your name is so hard to pronounce, but you're actually in the Discord meeting right now. It's Qiruath or Zagaquoth. I can't spell your name, man. I'm sorry. Zagaquoth. But you've also been really helpful as well with guild class. I see you. You don't really talk too much, but hey, that's fine. You're helping out a lot. When you do talk, it's always helpful. You're always kind. You're creating an atmosphere that we want in Uncharted. We want a very kind family, and you're making it come true. So props to you as well. Now back to the topics on hand. So that's quartermasters. If you ever want to become quartermaster, most likely I have my mind on you already. But if not, it's because we want to generate more chat activity. If you're talking in chat, that's awesome. If you're helping in guild quests, that's awesome. Answering questions, partaking in guild events, perfect. Discord, perfect. Just the normal guild things that need to be done. So again, if you're interested in that, feel free. It really doesn't mean anything. It's more, quartermaster is pretty much an identity of a senior member in other MMOs, pretty much. So props to you guys who are quartermasters. Now going on to officers. Now a lot of you are probably like, fuck dude, these guys only have 2 officers. The guild I was in had 4 or 5 officers. We're very cautious with who we make officers. We've been debating it in officer chat for a long time. We don't know who we want as officers because, in my opinion, I don't want to make bad decisions. I made bad decisions when I guild led in previous guilds. That's why I'm so cautious in creating officers. I need to make sure I can rely on these officers. I have people that I have in mind right now, but again, even though 1 month and a half feels long, it's not long in the long term. I'm thinking long term. I want to make sure these officers are people I can depend on, I can trust. Officers will have more responsibility. Now, a lot of people can't handle those more responsibilities, but we do understand and we do acknowledge that we do need officers. We're lacking officers right now. It's only Leo and Evers and then me as the guild leader, and that's not enough because of the fact that, first of all, back to me, I'm in Canada, 6 hours behind you guys. I'm not there all the time, especially on the weekdays when I get a job again. I'm not going to be able to look over you guys. I will be mainly able to look over you guys on the weekends. Now Emma, she's my significant other. She's always going to be hanging out with me majority of the time. So if I'm not there on the weekends, it's probably because I'm have to spend time with her, right? And she also has a new puppy, so she has to spend a lot of real life time investing in her new puppy because she has to train it and take care of it. She's a huge pet lover, so I'm really happy that she got a new puppy. But again, that's why she's not able to be there all the time as well. However, the skill would have not been created without her because of the fact that she recruited 50 members on the first week. That was ridiculous. So if you were recruited by Evers, thank God she recruited you. I can't live without you guys. And then Leo, very busy in real life, but he's basically the disciplinary officer. He's the one where if I don't want to deal with talking to people to tone it down, or I don't want to kick them, but we do have to give them a warning, he's that person. If we do have to kick them, he's that person as well. I'm not really a confrontational person, but he's able to take that burden for me, and he's able to help resolve guild wars and all that stuff. So I'm thankful for Leo as well. He's been a great officer. He's from the old Uncharted back in 2016, one of the earliest members in this history. So those are the 2 officers that I've trusted. And again, it's not that I don't trust any of you guys. I trust all of you, but I need to have people that are dependable. So eventually, soon enough, we will have more officers, because we will need more officers, especially with no wars that is coming up, which will be the next topic. We'll definitely have to talk about that. Now, I'm not really looking at general chat, so I do apologize for the people who are attending a meeting. It's just that I'm very bad at multitasking, so I have to get all these topics out. Definitely, if you want to interrupt, just feel free to talk in voice chat, or someone points out someone wants to make a pointer in general chat. I don't mind. I'm just dishing out all my points as much as possible, but hey, feel free to interrupt me if you want to give in your 2 cents, unless you want to just wait until I actually say you guys can talk now. But that's what's going on with the guild ranks. So we're not blind to what's going on. We do understand that we do need more help. We need more help with workload. If the quartermasters are wanting to take more responsibility, definitely those quartermasters that I just pointed out, there's actually a quartermasters chat as well as an officers chat. The quartermasters chat will be available to you. Definitely, if you want to have want to help additional, there will be some more pointers in the quartermasters chat for you guys. But honestly, that's going on with the guild ranks. Officers are on hold right now. We're not really looking for officers at the moment. We're just trying to improve the guild as we go. So that's the guild ranks. That's the event topic there. Hopefully I didn't ramble too long, but let me just see what the next topic is. So next topic is Node Wars, which is really good because with Node Wars, with some of you that I've recruited, you've seen in the Node Wars, we're going to have non-mandatory Node Wars on the weekends. Now that didn't happen for the past 3 weeks, unfortunately, because the first Node War was a disaster, and I thought we needed some time to grow a little bit more, get some more people who are active, who are willing to do Node Wars, get some people to get their gear score up, and definitely I need more. I'm not a veteran in Node Wars. I've only participated level 1 and level 2, and that was back in 2016, 2017. So definitely with Vacaria here and others that have participated in Siege Wars, if you have any advice or if you want to partake in creating or suggesting what Node Wars to go for, or nodes to go for, then that's definitely going to be helpful. But definitely with this guild meeting, at the conclusion of this, what I really want to try to strive for is starting those guild wars on the Sundays, if possible. Definitely we will try weekdays temporarily until we can get officer that can actually do it permanently. However, like, we can do it temporarily for weekdays because of the fact that I'm not working, so I don't have to worry about working. I can partake in any weekday node war. However, once I go back to working, then we need an officer that can handle that. Evers and Leo cannot. So definitely someone that has that information. Hopefully I get an officer who can do that for us. But right now, with Node Wars, the schedule, it's going to be every Sunday. At least that one will be mandatory. Not mandatory. That one will be always Sunday. We'll always have a Node War. Non-mandatory as usual. But just keep in mind that there will be a Node War on Sundays. Same time. It's always, I believe, 2000 Central European time. So we'll always have that there. Now, in regards to the suggestion that Shevchenko had pointed out for the Node War, he pointed out that you can snipe nodes. Now, this is something that has been done since the beginning of Node War release, but I really never actually looked into it or thought about it. But what he's suggesting is to get the guild some more guild funds. What you could do is actually build a node fortress on any node, level 1, level 2, level 3. So preferably level 2 and 3, because that's the only way you're really going to profit out of this method. But you can snipe nodes. Now, how you do that is in the last 1 hour before the node war starts, so 1900 Central European time, we're going to look to see which nodes have no forts built. You can actually see if you hover on the correct node for the node wars, it'll tell you which nodes have fortresses built on there, so you can see how many guilds you're fighting. That's how we found out, like, when we fought that one node war 3 weeks back, that there were 7 guilds, because we saw 8 fortresses built. So that was an eye-opener for sure. But definitely with the node wars open, with the sniping nodes, the suggestion that Shevchenko has, which again we're not going to do unless majority votes for it, there will be a straw poll after the meeting. The node war, sniping the nodes, how that works, we need people who are able to sacrifice their workers for that 1 hour to help with building. You can't have only 1 or 2 players with their workers building that level 2 or level 3 node. It's not going to be enough time to build that node fortress. So that's why we need more people who are available. If you have a life scale, if you're a life skiller, if you have a worker empire, and you can sacrifice your resources to build this level 2, level 3 node, even if we fail all 5 attempts within the week for sniping a node, like if we snipe a node for like if we just build a node fortress and snipe it, but we don't actually attend those node wars, and we get it, even if it's just 1 out of the 5, we still net profit. So it's actually a good idea. Haven't really attempted it, but if we have enough people who are willing to do it, then it can actually work out. Definitely, I'm sure Vacaria has sniped nodes before, so he can help in regards with his knowledge to find out which nodes are something that we should build for that day. But again, if you're interested in doing that, if you're willing to do that, the straw poll will be out after the conclusion of the meeting, and then you guys can vote if you're willing to sacrifice your time, your node boards, so your workers, to build that node fortress within that 1 hour time frame. Then that would be great. That will allow us to actually start doing payouts. Now, payouts for the new players who've joined, or for just people in general, payouts are just salary. When you press G in game, if you have your Black Desert Online open, you can collect money. Now you can collect money every day within the 7-day week period. Now this can actually increase if you click the red or yellow button on the right side of your name in the guild members list. That's your contract. It'll tell you the days you have left, how much you can collect each day. For some of you it's 30,000, some of you is 60,000. I'm just increasing it every time the contract expires. But definitely when it comes to payouts, people are expecting, for example, for Siege Node Wars or Siege Guilds, they have like 5 mil payouts. You can get 5 mil a day. And I'm not expecting to do that for you. I don't think we can do that. We can't afford it. But definitely we can start doing smaller payouts, maybe 500K, maybe eventually a 1 mil. If these Snipe Node War tactic that we're doing, that we're implementing, if we do implement it, actually turns out to be successful and we net profit. So that's the suggestion that Shevchenko had suggested. So definitely, if you are willing to use your worker empire just to test this method out for the first week, definitely vote for the straw poll. Again, the straw poll will be done after the meeting. But yeah, so that's the suggestion that Shevchenko has. The third topic I wanted to cover for Node Wars. We can't just run into Node Wars, even if we're a casual guild and we want to have fun. There needs to be some sort of structure, and that's PvP practice. Now, a lot of us may lack in PvP practice, or because you're not so sure of yourself that you can actually PvP in general, since your gear score may not be optimal. So PvP practice would be rather helpful for sure. Definitely, if you think PvP practice is a good idea, whether that's just within the guild or we should have a sparring guild, having like I can request some guilds that we are actually friendly with, and then get some scheduled guild wars so we can actually war and have people fight each other in a controlled area, so that way no life scalers are involved. We can definitely do that. If you're interested in that idea, definitely press plus in the general chat, and I'll just give this time to give myself a breather and actually catch up with the general chat, because I hear a lot of messages and beeping. So I'm sorry if I was ignoring you. I didn't mean to ignore you. I just wanted to push all these facts out before the 1 hour limit I gave myself, because I don't want to make this guild meeting dragged out too long for you guys. I just want to make sure that I fill you in on the details, the necessary details, the suggestions that we have, and if we want to go for it. But yeah, I'll take a break here, and then I'll just read what's going on here. Also, feel free to take this time to talk. Don't be shy. I know that I was taking control of the whole conversation to this point, but definitely if you have any questions or if you have any ideas, especially you, Shevchenko, since you're the one that suggested it, definitely feel free to summarize what's going on or what you want to talk about while I take this breather right now. Meetings are only when I find it crucial. Definitely, it would be good to have scheduled meetings, maybe like once a month. I don't want to make it so I burden you guys and have to take time out of your Black Desert activities. The reason why we wanted to do the meeting now is because this is a new guild. Everyone is new in this guild since January the 7th, except for Evers and Leo. So the foundation, we want to make it strong. We want to make sure people are okay with these ideas that we have in mind. And we just want to make sure everyone's on board, because again, you guys make up the guild, and I want to make sure everyone feels involved and everyone has fun. So these are the reasons why I'm making the guild meeting today. It's just to give out all these ideas about what's going on with the guild ranks, guild payouts, node wars, because a lot of people wanted node wars, but we never scheduled it for Sunday. So I wanted to get back on board with node wars starting every Sunday. So that's why I held this meeting. Definitely, if you're interested and you like these guild meetings, then definitely I'll have it scheduled for every month, maybe every end of month. But yeah, so totally on that. Any other questions? I can't. I'm scrolling up here a lot. Wow, Vacaria was unfairly killed by Mir. Shevchenko, man. Step it up. Oh, tribute wagon. That's unfair, man. That sucks. Okay, let's see. You can do a lot in no words, even with 0 gear scores, says Shevchenko, which is true. For people who are conscious about their gear score, there's a lot of other roles that you can partake in, such as siege structures, flamethrowers, hwachas, riding the elephant. All this stuff is something that low levels can do. So definitely don't feel bad with your gear score. Anyone can participate in no wars. Numbers help, honestly. Even if you have like maybe like 50 people who have only 400 gear score versus one person that has 500 gear score, maybe like 40 of us will die, but maybe we'll end up killing him. You know, so it still can help, right? So let's see, PvP, but I don't like to PvP. Gear life skiller, okay. Well, so yeah, again, I don't see that many pluses. Is people okay with PvP practices? Do you think you will attend PvP practices? If so, press plus. We'll get that started. If you're interested in just guild PvP practice, then we'll do that. If you're interested in doing guild war sparring with other guilds, we can do that as well. I'll make a straw poll for that as well. So far we have 4 straw polls in total that we're going to be pushing out at the end of this guild meeting. But yeah, so it seems like a lot of people are interested in PvP for those who are attending the guild meeting. So I'll get that started. I'll get that planned out with the officers and quartermasters, and we'll push that out as soon as possible. But it's good. It's good to see that we have good feedback here for the adventure quest as well as the PvP stuff. So yeah, we'll move on. Actually, before I move on, I just want to make sure. Yeah? Question? Payouts. Let me just scroll. Oh, okay, sorry. There's payouts and there's salary. It's 2 different things. That's true. There's a payout button. Okay, true. Okay, that's true. I forgot that there was a payout button and then there was a salary button. So there's 2 different things. Salary would be the 5 mil, whereas the payouts would be even different. It's more. I think it was a percentage based, Shevchenko. I don't remember. It was percentage by the number of members. Okay. Okay, I see. Yeah, I remember doing that once only. Okay, so cool. But yeah, definitely if we can win no wars like that, then payouts will be something that's feasible. But right now we can't as it is. But again, with the straw poll, if people are good to go with the Workers' Empire and sniping nodes, we'll get that started as well. But yeah, was there any other questions or any other things that we have to point out here before we continue on? Everyone's good? That's good. Okay. Now guild quest. Summary on guild quest. I feel like we're doing rather okay. I don't want to make anything mandatory still. The guild quests are a little bit sporadic right now, so I was just wanting to ask if you guys are okay with how guild quests are running right now when people feel like it. Because it seems like we're able to just dish out guild quests and people complete it within the proper time frame. It's pretty time efficient with the people we have that are currently attending. But do you guys want scheduled guild quests, or would you rather have it the way it is? Would you like some guild quests to, like gathering guild quests and boss guild quests, to start on a certain day and have PvE guild quests on another certain day? Just to make it easier for people to who are partaking in gathering guild quests to save their energy, because they know what specific days gathering guild quests will be on. If that would be easier for you guys, feel free to give me feedback. I'm actually going to look in general chat here for Discord. That way I can actually see if any of you who do actually do guild quests like that suggestion of having it on a fixed day, like gathering guild quests will be on a Friday, etc. Let's see, so as we are saying, not having it mandatory is great, but maybe we can have some scheduling because we often do them at a time that's really late for me. Some structure I think would be nice, would definitely help motivate me to log in for them, says Nayasaki. Let's see. Shevchenko says, I personally saw that you often accept Kelphi on PvE quests. Why though? They give close to no guild XP. I actually only do Media and Valencia, but I think Leoric does it because he just too because Kelphi on guild quests they never get touched, which is obviously for that reason doesn't give that much XP. But you don't want to wait. You don't want to make people wait 10 minutes for the guild quest summary to refresh so you can actually get a guild quest out or something like that. That's probably what Leo's reasoning was behind that. But definitely, it seems like a lot of people would like structuring for the guild quest, so we can definitely implement that hopefully and get that started so people can come in earlier and stuff like that for the guild quest. Since people are saying it's a little bit too late. Yes, that is a good point. Aleki did it for Muskin Souls. Yeah, Cyclops is a Kelphion guild quest, so if you do a large or extra large, you get a chance for Cyclops. It's really rough. I did that after I think Leo did it because that was the only one. But definitely the most recent ones, I've only done Media and Valencia. But yeah, I think Leo was just dishing it out for the Muskin Souls, get it out as soon as possible so we could start with that Muskin. But now that we know that Muskin's difficulty isn't that bad, we don't have to rush or do anything like that. But that's actually a good point with guild quest right now. For everyone that's in here, it's my fault personally, but I didn't keep track. I didn't know it was Friday until yesterday, because since I quit my job, like all the time, every day is a vacation for me, honestly. So like I didn't notice, and we usually have guild bosses Friday, Saturday at 2000 Central European time, Sunday 1800 Central European time. I didn't do enough guild PvE quests. We did a lot of gathering this week. A lot of people were like, hey, I have extra energy, can we dish out some gathering quests? And we also, due to the Valentine's event starting Wednesday, they had an increased drop rate for sharps and hards. So I was like, yeah, gathering is a perfect idea. But now we're actually kind of lacking on Muskin Souls, so we're gonna have to do all 5 someone's phone there. It's okay. But again, what we're gonna have to do all 5 PvE guild quests. I may just make it small so that we can get this shit out as soon as possible. That's gonna start after reset today, which is it's probably a lot of you are probably gonna be asleep. I'm probably gonna solo some for myself just to save us time, but we have to actually do I believe PvE guild quests for today as well as tomorrow, all of them. We have to complete all of them to get enough Muskin Souls for Sunday's guild boss, because I fucked up there, so do apologize. But we're gonna do all the guild quests for PvE starting now for today as well as tomorrow, just to get enough Muskin Souls, so maybe one of us can actually get a Muskin shoes, who knows. Maybe since we have Illumnia and Anjay and Sparkles, the new members, maybe our RNG will be better, because we did Begs earlier, I think yesterday, and Anjay got Begs gloves, so RNG is in their favor from what I saw. But yeah, so guild quests, it seems like a lot of people wanted to get some structure, so we'll implement that for sure, see if that works out. That's definitely gonna take some time. We still have to find like the sweet spot where everybody will be able to participate. Definitely, I think maybe guild quest, not only all at once, but maybe one during the morning, one in the middle of the day, one near the evening. That way a lot of people can partake in it, such as Nayasaki was saying. Since and as Vera, they were saying that it was maybe a little bit too late for them, didn't fit with their current time schedule when playing Black Desert. So we'll get that implemented. So thus far, seems that we've covered guild events, guild ranks, node wars, guild quests, and the summary is guild bosses. Now guild bosses are This is fairly simple. I just want to ask, are you okay with the current schedule, guys? Do you like it on Friday, Saturday, 2000 Central European Time, Sunday at 1800 Central European Time? And do you want more guild bosses, or do you want just the one or two for that day? What do you guys think? Feel free to say in general chat or voice chat, whatever you feel like doing. Valyrian says it's perfect for him. Anybody else? Again, current schedule. Aleki says it's fine. Zagaquoth says it's fine. That's good. We usually push everything for weekends. I know that some people work weekends, but majority don't. So I do apologize for those who do work weekends. Definitely, I'll have some events that don't only happen on weekends, but throughout the week. That way you can partake in it. I do apologize. It's just that it's easier for me specifically, and we get majority of the members on for those events. But I do understand that for a lot of you who work weekends, you can't partake in it. So I do apologize, and I do want to again stress that I want to make everyone feel involved within the family. So I don't want to leave you guys out. Definitely, if there are problems, feel free to PM me, since I know that some of you aren't even on, since it is the weekend. So if you are listening to the recording of this, definitely PM me if you have any problems with it, and I can find a conclusion for you. If anything, maybe I'll compensate. I'll give you a free leech scroll run or some shit like that. We'll figure that out. But it seems like everyone's good with it, so that's good. So that's about it, actually. That's all I really wanted to cover. So what we covered, from what I see here, was the... Oh, I do apologize. Unprofessional of me, because I messed this up. But back to the first topic of guild events. There was a prize expansion, which I wasn't really looking at the summary. Damn it. But the prize expansion, right now all I've been doing for prizes was giving out pearl items in the game. Again, for those who are free to play, or for those who can't afford to buy costumes and outfits, I've been giving away pearl items. What I wanted to do, not what I wanted to do, but just in your preference as the family, as the guild, what do you guys want? Do you want to have a prize expansion? I used to actually give out Steam of games, because back then in Black Desert, Pearl Abyss actually took away the gifting option, so I couldn't gift in-game stuff. So that's why I turned to giving out Steam games and stuff like that. Because again, we're a casual guild. I'm not forcing anybody to play Black Desert. I do understand, like, I even myself want to play other games. I play Rainbow Six Siege with some of the guildies here, Aleki, Azteck, and all of them. So again, like, if you would like Steam games as well, or like Steam wallet, gift card, some shit like that, I could totally do that for you guys. I say shit a lot, I'm so sorry. But again, if you guys are out for that, definitely just tell me in guild chat if you think that's a good idea. Otherwise, I'll just keep it as pearl items, makes it easier. But what I usually do is just, I purchase off Humble Bundle. I can get like a monthly Humble Bundle, and it just gives me a bunch of games that I can give out for free. Some of them are pretty good, so yeah, totally. If you guys are up for that, I can definitely do some Steam prizes instead of just all in-game prizes, because I know some of you, for those who are pay to win like me, pay to win, not really pay to win, it's just pay to convenience, but everyone likes to call it pay to, Aleki says it's pay to win. But again, instead of like, yeah, it gives them an option. So if they already have everything in the game, then the Steam will give them another option. It's like, oh, maybe I want a Steam game. The latest Steam game is coming out, so maybe I would want that. I could always do those kinds of prizes as well. But yeah, so definitely just tell me in chat if you would like that. Press plus, minus if you think it's just good as it is, and we'll just keep it at that. I was actually thinking of maybe giving you guys my Steam library. I have 200 games there, but that's probably not safe. So what if you guys hate me one day and you just hack into my so maybe not. Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay, cool. It's good feedback then. I don't play them all, Miz. I don't play all 200 games. I quit a lot of them within the first hour. But definitely, let's see, was there any other feedback here? Anything else that wants to be touched? Definitely, again, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that this guild is going to be perfect. If there's anything wrong that you've had done perfectly well in your other guilds that you've been in, if you have been in any other guilds, feel free to point that out right now. Like, this is a guild meeting not only for me to address what we want to change, but if you want something to change too, feel free to tell me. Just remember, we're sticking to the ideals. Nothing is mandatory. We're sticking to the non-mandatory rules. So super casual, not strict. But if you have any feedback of what we should change, definitely give me an idea. Otherwise, I think we're pretty much done on this guild meeting, and I did it within the hour, thank God. You can't imagine, if you were here in old Uncharted, it was 3 hours. I said it was going to be only in an hour, and it took me 3 hours to finish because we kept rambling on. So, but yeah, yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, yes. So I was always thinking of that, but that's more long term. It'll be nothing really now. Like, if we play this game for more than a year as a new guild, then maybe. But like, that will separate a lot of people. A lot of people may have got connected with those other members, but those other members change play styles and want to go in PvP now. Like, so I do understand that. I was thinking of that as well because I'm a huge PvP addict. Evers can contest to that. I play once I get into PvP, I'll play it for hours on end. So again, I was thinking of making a PvP guild because I wanted to do Node Wars professional, like more strictly and seriously. But again, right now, with the majority of people who join this guild, they're always casual to begin with. So I don't know how well that would work out. That's more of make or break. It could go either way. So it's a good feedback. Again, for those who are listening to the recording, what basically Guy was actually suggesting was two guilds, one for when we were bigger, one for PvE, one for PvP. But again, not something we're going to do. Maybe in the future, who knows, but definitely not something we're going to do for a long time, like over a year. But definitely an interesting suggestion. I was actually thinking of that as well. Was there any other questions that people had, or any other things that people wanted to touch on about what they had in previous guilds and stuff like that, such as Illumia? I know you were in previous guilds. Sparkle as well. Was it by Bayes? I can't pronounce guilds. But I know you guys were in previous guilds. I know Shevchenko. Well, I can't ask Shevchenko because he was in a siege guild, so that doesn't count. He's gonna say, "Oh, everything's serious. You gotta have 400 gear score, kick everybody out." But yeah, two guilds is a bad idea. That's two kings. Wanna say? That's true, miss. Some things can go terribly wrong with that. But yeah, it's more for those large gaming communities like VOS, Vikings on streams and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, which is which is true. Like, I do see that a lot. But again, I think we're all mainly casuals here, so we're already starting off as a casual guild. So it doesn't make sense for us to depart into two guilds at the moment. Definitely could be something that we may do in the future, especially with a lot of us who are new players or returning players. Once we get our gear score up, which takes time, like up to 500 plus, maybe people's play style will change and they would just want to do strictly PvP. Then we can revisit this topic. That's why Guy Fox also made another good suggestion of having guild meetings every month. Definitely, again, non-mandatory. I'll make the recordings, the summaries, but definitely if anything changes, like the play style, people's opinions, people have new ideas, we can always bring this out in the guild meetings. But definitely a good point there. uh, but yeah, what else do we have to say? Other than that, if that's it, then we're good to go. That's the end of the guild meeting. I'm gonna create the straw polls, make the summary, and then you can start doing the votes. Just to recap for those who are just listening to the recording, what we've covered so far was the guild ideals, what we are. Non-mandatory, we don't do anything strictly, nothing scheduled. We also talked about guild events, we can branch out. Before we only did Lotto guild events. Now we're going to do adventure event. We're going to try that out since we got a lot of good feedback here at the guild meeting. Movie nights, we're going to make that every Saturday or Sunday. That's going to be planned ahead of schedule, so you're going to know what movies we're going to watch. It'll be straw polled, so you guys can vote for the majority of what movie we'll watch. A lot of people are really wanting to watch The Room, whatever that movie is, but we'll look into that. And then we also talked about guild ranks. So Quartermasters, what they are now. Before, it was just to see who have been helping, if we can give them more responsibility, but we're changing Quartermasters to be just senior members. They don't really have much permissions because Black Desert guild ranking is pretty flawed as is. But Quartermasters is just to, again, provide acknowledgement for those who have provided a lot of help for the family within their time here. And then officers, we're on hold for that, but we do acknowledge that we don't have enough officers and the workload needs to be spread a little bit further because I'm not always going to be there, especially on the weekdays when I get a job. Leo's not going to be there a lot as well, and Evers as well. So we do understand that. Node Wars, we're going to get back on schedule. Every Sunday, starting next Sunday, we'll start doing Node Wars. With the suggestion with Shevchenko, we're going to get that straw poll. It's about sniping nodes that hardly are ever contested. There's no one going to be there. We get a free node if we win. So it's always worth just building it. So if we have enough people who want to build within that 1 hour time frame, right before Node War starts, we'll get that started. We'll try sniping node fortresses and stuff like that, and see if it proves successful for us. And then there's PvP practice, a lot of feedback on that. I'll put a straw poll if you want just guild PvP or if you want to spar with other guilds. Probably a good idea maybe if we start with just guild PvP because we don't want to get stomped by other guilds and get embarrassed there. And then we also talked about guild quests. Guild quests, people people who do want to help but are unable to help, they say that the schedule, there should at least be some kind of structure for the guild quest. So we'll plan that out. Maybe we'll do like life skills on a certain day and then spread it out a little bit further so it's morning as well as afternoon and then evening. And then guild bosses, got feedback for that, perfectly fine. So guild bosses will stay the same. It'll always be Friday, Saturday, 2000 Central European time, either 1 or 2 guild bosses, usually 2. I just messed up this weekend, I do apologize. And then Sunday being 1800 Central European time, and we'll do muskins then. We may rotate muskins because some people are not available Sunday. We'll do it maybe Friday, Saturday, but right now we'll do Sunday since we're lacking the fire essence furies that we need to craft the muskins. Other than that, seems like everyone had good feedback on that. I'll create the straw polls, and that's the end of this guild meeting. I do thank everyone that participated. I know a lot of you may be new players or old players, but everyone's feedback is important because you're part of the family now, and we want to know from all perspectives if we're doing a good job because, again, I don't want things to happen the way they did with my old guilds. I've had lots of mistakes. I've led many guilds in other MMOs, but again, I have the best memories in this game, and I want to keep it that way. So definitely, I'm really happy to have you guys here, and looking forward to keep growing with you guys. It's only been a month and a half, which is surprising. So imagine us another month later. We'll probably be like full capacity, everyone active. Again, for those who have contracts, it's a good time for me to plug it in. Please check your contract from time to time. If you just go G, and if you're in game right now, members list, on the right, there's either yellow, red, or blue. If it's blue, your contract expired. That means you have no guild perks. The +5 accuracy, +5 AP, that's not being taken into effect anymore. So tell me to get a contract renewal or tell an officer. I see a lot of blues right now, and I don't like it. It looks bad. I don't like it. So tell me if you need a contract renewal. If you see anyone else that have a blue and I'm not online, you whisper that person and tell them to contact me because I need to get that contract renewal. I've been PMing them every single time, but they're always AFK. So if you can cash them for me, that would be awesome. But definitely a few of you, maybe a couple days, like 3-4 days, just tell me. I'll renew that so it saves me time. I don't want to have to catch you while you're expired, or have you have to worry about losing your perks. But anyways, that's the end. Again, I do thank you guys. I'll get that summaries and straw polls sorted out, send a new link in the announcements for you guys, so be sure to check announcements. There'll be a new posting in regards to everything that we've discussed. But again, that's it. You guys can run away now. You don't have to be in here. I do thank you guys again. It's really appreciating that you guys do come in when it matters, when we do need people on Discord for that stuff. So good on you guys. Recording's done. The end. 優しい